Tonight, stay-at-home order extended. We're hearing from businesses in Minnesota on how today's announcement impacts them.
And more unrest in Michigan. Protesters take to the state's capital upset with the state's stay-at-home order.
Plus, how an Iron Range fundraiser is strengthening the community and giving back to those in need.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Minnesota's governor is extending the state's stay-at-home order for another 2 weeks. The order was supposed to expire Monday. It will now last until May 18th. The extended order means bars, restaurants, and other places where people gather will have to remain closed during that time. However, with the extension does come some relief for small businesses. Walz said some small businesses are allowed to reopen on Monday, provided they follow certain guidelines. Customers are not allowed inside stores. Businesses also have to have a plan to protect staff, but they can do curbside pickup and delivery, allowing at least some sales to happen. He estimates this will put about 30,000 Minnesotans back to work. Walz says they made the decision based on feedback from the business community and the state's growing ability to test and trace COVID-19 cases. And tonight we're hearing from Duluth businesses on the heels of the governor's announcement. CBS 3's Ryan Campo joins us live from the Lincoln Park neighborhood. Ryan, how will these loosened restrictions impact them?
Yeah, Tony and Kristen, the owner of Duluth Tile and Pottery, tells me they closed a month and a half ago to protect their customers. But Karen Kramer says that will be somewhat of a different story come Monday. That's when Duluth Pottery and Tile will start offering curbside pickup to their customers, aligning with the governor's new order. Kramer tells me her store has operated strictly online since mid-March, meaning a big hit in sales. After that month and a half of uncertainty, she said the governor's announcement today surprised her, but she's looking forward to this small taste of normalcy.
This little bit of opening here is a piece of hope that we all need. Like, I've been digging my garden like crazy because I want to do something that's positive and about the future. And so if we can carefully do this and be kind to each other and be appreciative of the things we all do for each other, I think this is a great first step.
Kramer says 2 of her employees will be back to work starting on Monday, but only 1 of them will be inside at a time to try and remain as healthy as possible. Now, coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from the Greater Downtown Council on what they say following Governor Walz's announcement earlier this afternoon.
Certainly got to be a lot of small business owners out there that breathed a little sigh of relief for now. Thanks, Ryan.
Here's a live look at Spirit Mountain in Duluth, where things have been shut down since early March. Executive Director Brandy Reams says they've taken a big hit financially. Spirit Mountain is working with the city to determine if they'll be able to open for summer operations like mountain biking on July 1st, or if they'll have to stay closed until next winter. Reams says weddings and banquets this summer are mostly postponed until next year, or they're canceling altogether. Later in the show, we'll hear how COVID-19 is impacting the local tourism industry. But first, let's check in with Dave for a quick look at the weather. Dave, what a beautiful day out there today.
Yeah, it was beautiful all day long, Kristen, and it should stay beautiful until sunset, and then even overnight it won't be so bad either. We have high pressure in control. High pressure air is sinking, puts down cloud development, beautiful blue sky, and all that extra sunshine bumps temperatures up. So let's get a look at the current conditions around our region, where temperatures were pretty toasty today for a lot of towns, especially away from the lake, although towards the upper peninsula, temperatures were cooler there than most other areas, but still really not so bad at all. So we're looking at upper 50s from Watersmeet to Mercer in Wisconsin, back to Ironwood in Michigan, and much of Wisconsin's running 60 to 67 right now with sunshine. And Minnesota temperatures, Big Fork and International Falls hit 70 just about a half hour ago, already cooling down a little bit, but still not so bad at all. And tomorrow won't be so bad temperature-wise. I think we'll get into the 60s for a lot of places again, but clouds will start to increase. We may have sunshine in the morning, but by afternoon we start to feel a 40% chance for some rain. Rain we can really put to use. We didn't get much in Minnesota for that other system, and Weather Service is thinking by Saturday we could be facing some elevated fire dangers again, so we'll see how much comes across with our 7-day forecast coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Protesters are gathered in Lansing, Michigan today, calling for Governor Gretchen Whitmer to drop the stay home, stay safe restrictions. This comes after a protest 2 weeks ago that drew thousands of vehicles and people to the area around the Capitol. Organizers call the gathering a rally for liberty. According to Michigan State Police, those in attendance are protesting safely and following health guidelines. In the meantime, the governor is proposing free college for healthcare workers and others involved in the coronavirus fight. Governor Whitmer likened their service to soldiers who got a free education after returning home from World War II.
COVID testing in Duluth has increased. That's according to hospital leaders. The news comes after Governor Tim Walz announced last week that anyone with symptoms can be tested. It's part of his effort to reach 20,000 tests per day statewide before he believes it would be safe to reopen the economy. Via a virtual conference today, Essentia and St. Luke's doctors said they're performing COVID-19 tests on patients with a much more broad range of symptoms than they were before. He added that testing is easier now than ever.
Seen like a 50% increase at least in testing, but the percent positive has actually gone down. So before we were running like 2 to 3%, and I think the last numbers I saw in the 1% range.
Both hospitals are stressing the importance of getting tested by professionals and not through at-home testing kits.
May not be true evidence that you have had the disease, or if you have, whether you have immunity. And that's the risk, is that you stop socially isolating and you get the disease and then you share it with somebody.
Both hospitals say they have seen a decrease in general emergency room visits. They want to stress they are open to new patients, and you should not hesitate to get the treatment you need, whether it be for the virus or other illnesses. Essentia is offering what they call cutting-edge plasma treatment as a possibility to help COVID-19 patients recover. As for St. Luke's, all employees will now be wearing plastic face shields and masks.
Let's take a quick look at the amount of active coronavirus cases in our tri-state area. Michigan is reporting 980 new cases with 29,000 active and nearly 3,800 deaths. Wisconsin has more than 300 new cases with 3,300 active and 316 deaths. And Minnesota has nearly 500 new cases, 2,600 active, and 343 deaths. Worldwide, there are 3.3 million cases with 1 million recoveries and 233,000 deaths. A local newspaper serving the North Shore will print its final issue next month. The Lake County News Chronicle is permanently stopping publications due to financial issues amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Their last issue will go out May 22nd. Both papers are part of the Duluth Media Group, which includes the Duluth News Tribune. More details will be sent to subscribers next week.
One local brewery says it's close to having to dump its beer down the drain. Tim Nelson, owner of Earth Rider Brewing in Superior, estimates he's lost about half his business during Wisconsin's safer at home order. He's trying to maintain some business by offering cans of beer to go from their tap room out of a custom plexiglass window. Nelson says most of Earth Rider's business, which is selling to bars and restaurants, is gone, so he expects to have to dump beer as soon as it expires.
We will be destroying a fair amount of beer that is just starting to age out now. You know, we have a lot of beer in kegs that we can't sell anymore.
At Ben Paddle Brewing in Duluth, co-founder Laura Mullen doesn't think she will have to dump any beer, but the loss of business is really hurting.
We maneuvered pretty quickly with how much beer we were making. And the closure of bars and restaurants, though, is the toughest hit because that's actually 50% of our business.
Both breweries told us that they are happy that liquor stores were deemed essential because that is keeping them alive.
As non-essential businesses have been forced to close for the time being, some businesses on the Iron Range are using this time to give back to others. CBS3's Emma Quinn shares more on how a graphic design company's fundraiser is strengthening the community.
Barber Graphics, a company based in Virginia, has been closed since March due to COVID-19. That didn't stop management from giving back to others. Owner Mamie Barber got the idea for the Support Small Businesses fundraiser after talking with small business support organizations. Barber made a post on Facebook about a week ago to kick off the fundraiser. They're selling $20 t-shirts with the phrase Iron Range Strong on them. Each purchase goes to a small business of your choice. Owner Mamie Barber says so far they've raised more than $1,500, and 47 businesses on the range will be receiving a check in the mail as a donation.
Whenever there's a need, it seems like we're always reaching out with food, fundraisers, benefits, donations being there. And it's just, I think this is no different. But we just had to be a little more creative in how we could help this time around.
Barber says every Friday they'll do a curbside pickups for orders. So far, they've raised $1,500, and checks will be sent out this week. Barber says the businesses that are getting a donation have not been notified, and she hopes this brings a little bit of joy to their day.
If you want to donate and order a t-shirt, you can find more information on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
Some good news for Minnesota Power customers. After a vote from the state's Public Utilities Commission, your bill won't be going up as much as you once thought. Back in November, we reported Minnesota Power was planning a 10% overall rate increase. Now, due to COVID-19, the company has sliced that increase by about 6%. Company leaders say they hope this will help customers financially during these tough times. You'll start seeing changes to your bills starting tomorrow. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, tourism revenue is taking a nosedive in the Northland, how bad it's getting, and the impact it's having coming up.
Plus, Dave will be in to tell us if another gorgeous spring day is on tap.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Sparta. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Each year, about 1.5 million Americans are impacted by sepsis, which is responsible for 1 out of every 3 hospital deaths. A new program at Essentia Health is aimed at detecting sepsis earlier and responding to it faster.
Sepsis is when you have an overwhelming response to an infection. So if you imagine that if you got an infection on your thumb would get red and swollen, and that's a normal response that your immune system has to help fight the infection. When you get sepsis, what is happening is that entire response is happening throughout your whole body. And the immune system it's overreacting to the infection in a way that is now damaging your organs. Probably the most important thing that we can do is identify sepsis early. And what we need to do is, as soon as we identify it, starting the patient on broad spectrum antibiotics and getting them appropriate IV fluids to help improve their circulation.
Early detection can save lives, and confusion is a red flag. For somebody already dealing with an infection who then becomes confused, it's imperative they get to a hospital.
We've done a really good job nationally of increasing the public's awareness of things like stroke and heart attacks and how important early treatment is. We haven't done as good of a job about educating people about sepsis. And your chance of surviving an episode of sepsis or septic shock is directly related to how quickly we can treat you and diagnose you.
This effort is helping us achieve our aspirational aim of zero preventable harm. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
Tonight, look what we have here. The season finale of Young Sheldon.
I found this letter from Caltech. How could you not tell me that Caltech wants me to go to school there?
Because you're not going, so it doesn't matter.
This could be a huge opportunity for him.
I've put together a presentation detailing the reasons why I should be allowed to go to college.
Gather the family for the Young Sheldon season finale tonight on CBS.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
Now that warmer weather seems to be here, I sure have a hankering to get into that garden back there and get my starts into the ground. Here we have a warm weather crop of pepper. With one of these, I better probably wait till Memorial Day weekend. Don't want to jump the gun too much. So until then, this little guy here should come out and temper during the day and go back inside at night. And you know, we're going to have warm weather today, tomorrow, through the weekend, but it will cool down a bit once we get towards next week. So we're always tempted to get into the ground a little too early around here. Don't want to push it. Don't want to ruin and spoil any crops. But I'll show you the 7-day forecast in a bit. Right now we show you the current conditions out there, and it is a beautiful day, especially to the west. All around the region, people walking the streets and getting some exercise, and temperatures are as warm as 70, especially towards places like Orr. Well, tomorrow, just about as warm. Same deal for Saturday, Sunday as well. But we could drop our highs down into the 50s once we get towards Monday. Taking a look now at what's happening at the airport in Duluth, the current temperature there, it's a pretty decent 66 degrees. They have a westerly, northwesterly wind running 10 miles per hour. Relative humidity is low again at 22%. Probably will stay low despite a chance for a couple of rain showers tomorrow night. And by Saturday, we could be facing what the Weather Service calls an elevated fire danger. It's going to be on the dry side, the warm side, and not too much rain, especially right now with high pressure wind control. We have a clear sky around our region, and that's going to keep us on the clear side through tonight and probably through tomorrow morning as well, because of the cell of high pressure that's dominating the upper Midwest. In fact, the middle slice of the country, all the way down to the Gulf Coast, not just the upper Midwest, the lower Midwest and the northern South and the southern South, all together there, thanks to high pressure getting the sunshine, at least, like I mentioned, through tomorrow morning. But there's a low pressure system farther to the west, and that's coming our way by Friday night, and that will increase the clouds and also bring us a 40% chance for some rain through Saturday morning. Then once we get into Saturday, Sunday, it'll dry up and clear up again and warm up as well. That's why the fire danger could pop back up. Forecast tonight in Minnesota says low temperatures will be in the 30s with a partly cloudy sky. And into Wisconsin and Michigan, the low temps will be in the 30s there as well with a clear to partly cloudy sky and light and variable winds for that part of the country. For tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan, starting on a sunny note, yes, but then clouds increase as the day goes on, and that could lead to a 40% chance for rain showers at night after high temps running 63 to 67 degrees. Minnesota high temperatures, they will be very similar, although cooler by the lake probably. We're looking at highs in the 50s by Lake Superior, mid to upper 60s even farther away. And the same chance for a 40% shot at rain comes around Friday night into Saturday morning for Minnesotans. Now eyeing up the extended forecast. Once that small chance for precip goes, then we get sunshine for Saturday, Sunday, highs in the 60s. Next rain chance, 30 to 40% shots Monday through Wednesday, in conjunction with a cool down back into the 40s and the 50s.
Looks like a nice forecast. Thanks, Dave. Stay-at-home extensions only mean more of a blow to Duluth's tourism industry. Between convention, event, and sports cancellations, the struggle is hitting everyone who relies on tourism. But some Duluth organizations are doing their part to help keep those businesses afloat. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez has more.
Duluth's tourism-based organizations know bouncing back from COVID-19 will be an all-hands-on-deck effort. To help, Visit Duluth rolled out its second marketing campaign concept earlier this week called Choose Your Duluth Getaway.
The giveaway features 3 attractions, 3 retailers, 3 restaurants, and 3 lodging options.
Participants can fill out a submission online for the chance to win a handful of gift cards purchased by Visit Duluth.
The winner, who is randomly selected, ultimately gets to choose a business from each category, customizing their Duluth getaway. The idea is that we can market a couple dozen partners at once, and even if the winner doesn't ultimately choose your business, you still benefit from the promotion.
The Duluth Restaurant Association is also promoting a new campaign called Strong Northland. It allows restaurants to opt into a new voucher program.
$20 vouchers that employers in the area can buy and distribute to their employees, to their customers, however they want to use them.
With the hopes of bringing money back to our economy.
And this is a chance for hopefully local employers to step up and help out this particular segment of the industry, the restaurant segment. People got to eat.
The Strong Northland program will launch soon, along with the website with all participating restaurants.
Meanwhile, Duluth's Vista Fleet hopes to be out on the water soon. In a typical year, they'd start tours May 1st, which is tomorrow. But this year, they're shooting for sometime in June, as long as the governor's orders allow. Vista reps say that will likely include lower capacities and other new safety procedures. Up next in sports, a huge coaching departure for the UMD men's hockey program. Kelly's in with sports next.
Get your new John Deere mower from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Garden mats eliminate 90% of the time spent working in the garden and increase a garden's productivity by 10 to 20%. Garden mats let air and water through, but block sunlight. The pre-measured holes make planting a breeze. We help people grow 100% organic vegetables, weed-free. Garden mats give us our summers back to do the things we love. Go to gardenmats.com.
50% of patients with glaucoma do not know they have the disease. Call us at LifeView Glaucoma Center to schedule an appointment with glaucoma specialist Dr. Aponte. We're now accepting new patients at both our Hibbing and Ashland locations. You may also call to schedule a telemedicine visit with home eye pressure measurements. Call us at 218-517-5151 or visit our website today to send us an appointment request.
I'm Trisha Zunker, and I approve this message.
Trisha Zunker, a community leader we can trust to put politics aside and deliver on healthcare and jobs when we need it most. Not Tom Tiffany. He opposed the law that protects patients with pre-existing conditions who are most at risk for COVID-19. And he spoke against the bipartisan bill signed by President Trump to help small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. Tom Tiffany. Bad for our health and economy.
On behalf of the over 400,000 accredited businesses that support our services across North America, BBB salutes those individuals who cannot shelter in place. Many remain on the front lines, delivering essential services, often at great risk and sacrifice, to enrich or save lives in this time of desperate need. Thank you. Eventually, the all clear will sound, and we will begin returning to normal. Hopefully, we will never forget how much we missed our normal while it was away.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Sparta. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
CBS3 is going live at 5, focusing on bringing you hyper-local news and weather. Getting the stories that impact your community the most, right down to your neighborhood.
130-year-old.
We're live outside the Husky Refinery.
The city of Duluth is getting a new hockey rink.
A new convention center is coming to Virginia.
Special ed here in Finland welcomes the mushers from
CBS3, live at 5.
Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats must go.
It was just last night that we were seeing little reports here and there hinting at whether or not UMD associate head coach for men's hockey, Jason Herter, would be leaving the program. Well, today the athletic department confirmed after 9 years with the UMD men's hockey program, Herter is stepping down from his post as the Bulldogs associate head coach to pursue other opportunities in hockey. In his time at the helm, Herter has been a part of 2 national championships, 5 NCAA tournament appearances, and 2 NCHC Frozen Face-Off championships. The native of Hafford, Saskatchewan, came on as an assistant coach for the Bulldogs back in 2011, following the 2018 season that saw UMD win its 2nd national title. Herter was promoted to associate head coach. We thought that off-season we'd be reporting on budget cuts that caused universities to possibly eliminate athletic programs. Well, today, that is far from the case. The NCAA announced that a new college hockey program will exist at the D1 level. Long Island University announced that they are adding a Division I ice hockey program. LIU currently has 30 other athletic programs in total. The team will become the 61st Division I men's hockey program, with competition to begin in the 2021 season. Although they can start recruitment right now, they will also begin the process of searching for a new head coach. Yesterday, Duluth Marshall announced Amanda Bollier as their next girls hockey coach, replacing Stephanie Erickson, who led the program for 2 seasons. After her playing days at St. Lawrence University, she jumped right into coaching as an assistant at Yale University. She says she's excited to step into her new role in a community that has embraced the growth of girls hockey, and that it will be refreshing to get back to the rink and lead the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that growth is so great to see, especially in this area. I think down in the metro area and the Twin Cities, it is there. Girls hockey has boomed, and I think it was just a matter of time until it came up to Duluth. And I think it's a great time to be getting involved at the high school level. And I know we have a lot of really great youth coaches in the area, and I think that's been part of that kind of explosion of girls hockey. But yeah, it's so great to see it.
And just down the road in Proctor, one of her former line mates with the Minnesota Whitecaps, Emma Stauber, is leading the Mirage, a friendly rivalry that Bollier is looking forward to.
It'll be a nice little rivalry, and I know there already is kind of this, there's the 4 girls programs in this area that are all compete really well against each other. So that'll be exciting. It's always great to see, strong female leaders in our game, and I know Emma's done a nice job with that program so far.
Finally, if you're looking for something to fill the hockey void, Fox Sports North will be re-airing some classic Hockey Day Minnesota games every Saturday in the month of May. This Saturday, catch UMD take on St. Cloud State from earlier this season. On May 9th, they will feature Evelyn at Lake of the Woods in Baudette Bay. And on May 16th in Hermantown takes on Eden Prairie. I'm actually a huge fan of watching old, sporting events to fill that void. Have you guys, Kristen and Tony, have you, tuned into any old sporting events? I was waiting for it to open up on both of us, so all of us, so we could conversate, but I was just talking to myself.
I think generally I would say not really, but right now with no sports happening, what else do you go to?
It's just kind of therapeutic to just flip something on and just have it on the background.
I agree.
Thanks, Kelly. Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, frustration is growing among small business owners in Minnesota as they try and stay afloat during the governor's stay-at-home order. Now, that frustration is reaching a boiling point as some have taken to suing the governor. Tonight, we'll tell you on what grounds and what they're seeking.
A Portage, Michigan neighborhood came together in the rain to give their retiring mailman a proper send-off. U.S. postal worker Larry Doherty is retiring after almost 47 years. Families along his route decorated their mailboxes and wrote signs to thank him for all his hard work. Neighbors stepped out in the rain today to say goodbye. Doherty worked in the neighborhood for 21 years. He said today's send-off brought him to tears. Congratulations to Larry.
That's
Thanks for joining us. It sure is.
We'll see you back here at 10.